Ladies and gents, today we have a first for us on USUK Chronicles. If you will cast your minds back to April of 2020, yes, all that long ago, we're on this show called Superhero Bar Fight. Me and my wonderful co-host were joined by a singer-songwriter. Well, today he's here back again to talk all about his new album, Vida. We welcome back the only man who makes a snack plate out of Yorkshire puddings and samosas, the wonderful Mr. Matt Roberts.
Welcome,
wow. Thank you. Should I be saying thank you? But yeah, let's go for it. Thanks, Jamie.
That Facebook story stole my heart. What can I say?
Say what?
You put a Facebook story up and it was like, got my snacks, and it was a plate just of miniature Yorkshire puddings and samosas, and it really captured my imagination for some reason.
It was a Chinese selection box, I'll have you know. Let's go.
There was Yorkshire puddings in a Chinese selection box.
So I had a Chinese select box, then I had like Yorkshire puddings with like just sausages in. I'm like, it's Christmas, I'm going to eat all of them. That is my meal for tonight. There's a fun story for you. So there you go.
That's how you start a podcast, kids.
That's how you start a podcast.
Well,
Anyway.
you wanted the big questions, so you know. We're coming in thick and fast already.
What kind of batter did you use?
but why no sauce?
Oh man, I'm so weird when it comes to food. It kind of stems when I was a little boy. We went to France, and I refused to eat anything. Like, nope, I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat that. To a point where my mum goes, right, well, here's bread. You're just going to eat bread. Like, sweet. I loved bread, and ever since I've been not ever since. I've tried to kind of rein it in a little bit when it comes to like food, and I'm like, I don't really like it with sauce. I'm not going to have it with sauce. So if you serve me a burger with tomato ketchup, I'm going to probably throw it out your face. I know.
What the fuck? I mean, I hate dry food. No, I don't hate dry food. That's a lie. I love food regardless of what it is. But it has to be a bit sauce. There's got to be some sort of sauce there. I can't eat, like, I don't know, pasta on its own. Boring.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, yeah, with pasta, I'll have sauce. But if you're going to give me a chicken burger with mayonnaise, then I'm probably going to end your life.
Why? Why?
I just hate it. I just hate it. Oh man, we're gonna go so off topic, but I've got so many pet peeves with food. Like, why would you serve? Fuck you. You've got me going now. Why would you serve like a chicken salad with like warm chicken and like leaves, and then a freezing cold dressing? Fuck you, chef. Like, who does that? Oh God. Winds me up a treat.
You've got a good point with that one, though. I can't really argue with that one.
Like, seriously, like, this is really warm. Ha! That's really cold. What is that? That's balsamic dressing, sir. It's your bloody dressing, garçon. Shove off. Oh. I can't stand it, as you can tell.
Oh, this is the reason why we had you back on. This is wonderful.
Just to actually get angry about food.
Yeah.
Fuck the album. This is what we're going to talk about now.
I want my food dry and I want it beige. That's it.
Yeah. I want it dry and I want it a rich mahogany looking colour. Thank you.
Oh. Anyway.
So other than the food exploits.
Sorry, well, I did the conversation a very different way then.
That's all right. It's all good. It's all good. It's the first we've ever had where it's been, I don't know, it's odd. But still, it's all good. How has 2020 been for you, dude?
A mixed bag of emotions. I think, yeah, there's some highlights. There's unfortunately a few lowlights. I think everybody's kind of faced across the UK at the second. But at the same time, it's been very productive, which has been great. I'm really thankful that I've got this music outlet to kind of support me through, like, I won't say dark times because that sounds really ominous, but just a few periods where I think, oh God damn it, lockdown, I've got to do something. And then I'll just like come into my music room, open up my work in progress folder. I'm now on idea 54.
Oh, wow.
It's getting a bit long. And And I just went through tracks and thought, oh, okay, well, let's see what I can delve into. I mean, one song, we'll go into it in a second. Obviously, I'll take Your Boy Steer, but one song that's featured on the album is over 10 years old. And that sat in the work in progress folder when I lived in Wales. So,
oh, damn.
I've always been aching to get it on, and I just couldn't do it. But again, I'll save the juicy bits till later.
Yeah.
But it's been all right. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking forward to see off the tail end of 2020. I'm not gonna lie, but I think for me, it just shows that next year is going to be just a little bit trying.
Yes.
So see how it goes, I guess.
Did you other than music, did you learn anything new or teach yourself anything new whilst locked away?
Production. I think I spent more time on my production stuff when doing the music. With regards to teaching any other kind of life skills, probably not. Not really. Sorry, man.
No, don't apologise. I swayed some online courses, didn't you, and stuff?
Yeah, I did a few courses for Google because it kind of links in with the job I do when I'm not doing music. So I just got a bit of a basic understanding to kind of get the juices flowing to what I was going to open myself up to. But I quickly realised when I actually got into the swing of work, I literally had no time. I'd get to the end of the day like, oh, God. Like, it was just so long. It's just so full on. And I'd love to have that kind of tenacity for further learning. But when it comes to the weekend, like, that's my switch off time. I couldn't think of anything worse than going, right, today I want to do some further education. I can't do it. I've done my stint of school, sixth form, uni. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So, obviously, we're here to talk about Vida. But first, you've been very busy recently, releasing 2 tracks onto your YouTube channel for obviously this whole year lockdown period.
Yes.
What inspired you to be like, Vida's just not enough? I want a bit more. Let's do 2 lockdown tracks. What, was it just because you'd had the recording bug or what?
Yeah, pretty much. It's really weird when it comes to songwriting. Like, I love the process. I freaking love the process sometimes. And when it's done, like when I did Vida, I'm like, what do I do now? Like, I've done it. Like, oh, I was missing that buzz. Like, I'd wolf down my team. Like, well, I'm going to run upstairs. I'm going to grab the guitar and I'm going to phone my friend Mike. Like, dude, I'm not sure about this. I'm just ping suggestions back and forth, and I really missed that buzz. And I'm kind of hoping that some of the songs I've got on work in progress that didn't quite make the cut for Vida will hopefully make the cut for this lockdown EP. But yeah, predominantly, I just really wanted to keep recording. I wanted to keep creative, which was the main crux of it all. And so one of them obviously being a cover of Tears for Fears, and I loved that song. And the reason why I loved that song was just because the little opening riff. But then at the same time, it's a great challenge for me because I'm a one-man band. So I'd literally be like, okay, let's do that bit. Guitar down, let's get the bass. Then bass down, let's get the other guitar down. And then I realized that probably I should have done this, but I didn't really tune all of my guitars. I think it's such a weird structured song. Like, it's a bit bizarre. So I thought, okay, well, this is fine. Let me just record the parts, get the structure down, make notes on my recording software. That at least I know I'm giving myself a bit of direction. So then I'm like, right, sweet. Now let's tune the guitar like you're meant to be a decent musician, and now let's record. So yeah, that's what I did. A really hard song to sing, like really hard song. So yeah, I did that, and then yeah, I just had this riff for the other song, For Tears. For Tears.
It's a great track. I absolutely loved it.
Thank you. And yeah, I don't. It's really weird. Again, like I think about this quite a bit. Like it's a bit crappy sometimes not being in a band or not working with another artist to kind of bounce ideas across. Like I always kind of just zero in when lyrics I'm writing about relationship. I must have loads of pent up stuff which I just have to get off my chest. Like, I don't know what it is. Like I don't consciously sit down here and go, right, today I'm going to think about someone else who broke my heart. Like it gets to a point where like it's really monotonous. God's sake, man. And I was going through my iPad where I do the lyrics, and it got to a point on Vida where I'd write a topic, go, right, I want this song to be about summer vibe, driving down the road in a soft top car. So ever I wrote, but I miss your heart, summer vibe, delete. But I miss the sun. So I kind of have to rein it in a little bit. So, yeah, Four Tears. It's simile. There's a new word. It's simile. it's semi inspired by relationships kind of breaking down. Stop laughing.
Sorry.
Because I keep seeing in the news like a couple. I saw actually today a couple who've been together for 12 years split up because of coronavirus. Like what? Wow, that's insane. And then it must have been in my subconscious, because then I started like had the riff, I started playing around with it, and then things started coming out. I'm like, oh, okay, perhaps I'm quite decent at writing breakup songs, love, heart songs that people keep crushing on. So yeah, I just went for it. So yeah, that's of the EP.
Love driving down the highway. She won't text me back for about 6 hours. Oh, God damn it.
This is meant to be about space and time travel. But my baby left me on the platform.
Oh, so with the Tears for Fears covers, is that the first cover song you've done?
No, I've done loads of covers.
I couldn't think what other covers you did.
So I've got a SoundCloud account as well. So I've done covers. I've done a Frank Turner cover, which is really cool. I did some recording with my friend Kate. I would say she's a much better singer than I am. Like, she is probably the better singer, like, ever. There's no comparison between the both of us. So yeah, Kate and I did a few originals. We did a few covers as well, so they're on SoundCloud. But yeah, like, doing covers is kind of it's a good way to get rid of the blockage, essentially. Like, again, it goes back to my point where it's really crappy that I'm not in a band, because obviously you could bounce ideas, you get a riff, like, oh, what should we do with this riff? Oh, let's take it down this road. Like, okay, that's quite cool. Whereas with here, on my own worst enemy, on my own critique, like, I started to write a song a couple of days ago, and I'm trying my best to not pick up the guitar and do it all through my keyboard, and it's so freaking painful. It's just unreal. So yeah, I do a few covers here and there.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Just a few.
I thought you were going to talk then, Tom.
Nope.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we should probably get on to talk about good old Vida.
Vida.
Absolutely fantastic. I listened to it the day it came out, and I believe I messaged you after I finished listening to it, because it's fucking great.
Okay.
So I thought what we could do is go track by track and just get a bit of history about the song, what inspired you to write it, etc., etc.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Yeah. So yeah, it's absolutely fine by me, mate. Lead the way.
Let's
So-
rip them apart.
We've got to talk about the first song, Wake Up. I love this song.
Yeah, that's a cool song. Bear with me, please call it. So Wake Up. It kind of, how can I describe this one? I really wanted to start the album like just like a bit of an intro, but also to kind of give the listener a bit of a sense of direction, to say, right, you're listening to my stuff. This is the level I'm sent at. Let's strap in. Let's get going. And I definitely, I don't want to sound too arrogant, but I definitely think I hit the objective there. I really wanted to achieve that. And great thing about music is, like, you try and produce something in such a specific way, but sometimes you get like a blessing out of it in a different kind of way. And I really wanted to create that drum pattern. I want to have things like a bit more tighter, like it's called like the 1975 vibe. Like I know a particular technique that they do to kind of get it done. I thought I'll see if I could recreate it, but put my own stamp on it. And it wasn't quite hitting the mark. I thought, okay. I remember putting in that drum pattern, immediately thinking, holy shit, that is really cool. That is a wicked drum pattern. I thought I'd struggle with it for ages because, again, I don't have a drum kit here. I don't have a drummer here. I didn't have the budget to go, hi, Mike, can you please record this for me? Because he now lives in Germany, it's a lot harder. And the advantages of using the software and the programs that I do is that when I do a song, I can then go, let me just tweak that a little bit. It gives me a bit more flexibility. Whereas when you record somebody like with a microphone, that's it. That's gospel. If you want to go back again, you've got to set up all the mics, you've got to go back to the studio. Bit more of a painful process. So when I got that open, that kind of rhythm, I was so happy with how it came out. So I thought, right, I need to elevate it a little bit. So I put on some kind of processing stuff onto it, and it came out really thick. I'm like, this is really cool. Like, I'm absolutely loving this. And it wasn't the first song that I wrote for the album by any means. I can't actually remember which one I did. Well, it's going to have to be San Remo because I wrote that 10 years ago. But I remember I was sat here at the time, and I think we weren't in second lockdown by any means, but I think on the BBC News or something, it was starting to come out like people were just not listening. They just weren't taking it in, like what was happening. Like in the world, like people were like fucking dying, and like, oh, let's go to Waitrose and let's go do our weekly shop. Like, what? Like, what are you not getting here, pal? So then I thought, right, Wake Up is going to be like a protest song. Like, you need to wake up here, pal. It's time to seize the day. Like, we need to get this done. And then I started to kind of construct the song a little bit more. And I didn't want to keep it really busy because I think the drums keeps the pace of it. And I didn't want to have like power chords or like on the Strat or anything. So I thought, right, I'm going to grab the Epiphone and just single notes like da 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 da, and it worked. It was absolutely amazing. And I just knew from there I was going to write like a really decent song that I was able to like kind of just sign off, because I have my little my worksheets hung up on my wall so I can actually plan out and stuff. Amazing. I'm like, yeah, definitely going to sign this one off. And yeah, so then the lyrics kind of came up, but I thought, right, that opening like minute, it's got to get that person go, holy hell, is this Matt? Is this the guy I know? Like, what? So then, yeah, I did a bit of shouting, put a bit of distortion on to like, come on, wake up, move your ass.
I love that bit so much.
It just got to a point where I was just so sick of it. Like, what you're not getting here, like, it's your one chance in life to not cock things up. And if you want to do something, now's the time to fricking do it. But also, you can't bear in mind, like, the kind of circumstances that we're in. So let's try not be an absolute moron about this, shall we? So yeah, kind of Wake Up came on, had some really crack samples which I used, which just kind of put a little bit of fairy dust on top of the cake. Oh, it's great. Yeah, I absolutely love that song. It's definitely a song that gets you pumped.
Absolutely. It comes in, just blows your fucking dick off. You're like, well, Jesus Christ, we're in, we're going.
Yeah. Yeah.
What made you want to put the shouting in, though? I think it's absolutely spot on that you put that in. What made you go, what? I'm just going to fucking shout in there. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Well, the bit that you really like the middle eight kind of bit.
Yeah.
I think it was more like a bit more of a challenge to myself, because you go through the standard, right, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro. And I kind of just wanted to mix it up a little bit. I mean, as I said to you guys many times, like this album for me is very conscious of the fact that I wanted to push myself. I want to take things up a bit more. So I wrote the lyrics, and then I got to this bridge section. I thought, I don't want to do a standard guitar solo because it doesn't fit. I don't want to do like a Van Halen synth solo because A, I can't do it, and B, it won't fit. And I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. So closed all the doors in the house, so my neighbor didn't think, good God, what's he doing over there? And yeah, I just went for it. It took me a few takes because it's really, for me as somebody who's not that aggressive, and I tip my hat off to people who can scream and they could do it to a tune, like they could do it to a melody, because it's really bloody hard. And turned the grit up a little bit with some processing, and mission accomplished.
Was it just off the top of your head? Did you write it all down?
That's a good question. I'm pretty certain I would have written it down.
I just imagine you being like, "Is this your time? Fuck! Go and shop for baked goods."
Yeah, I would have written it down. Yeah, I definitely would have written it down. My process is so hard. I remember I've said to you guys before, I write the entire song instrumentals, then I go back and do lyrics. Like, it's really backwards way to do it, but it's just the way I do it. It's the way I'm comfortable with.
It works for you.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so I remember I've got some shelves here. I put the iPad there, and it's really hard to get like ramped up. And I started to find during when I was doing the vocal takes that if I was there, like just moving had my hands in my pockets, or I was like just had them like here while I was standing up and singing, I didn't get that much emotion. And if I really wanted to get like some higher notes there, I found I became more animated, like with my arms. And I remember doing that shouty bit, going, in this life you get one opportunity, one goddamn shot, there's no second chances. Well, I got messed up, like need to breathe.
Just finished recording, just got I need a cuppa and a lie down.
Yeah.
How was that for you, love?
So yeah, it was something new. But it was a fun song, definitely fun song. But yeah, like I said to you guys, like felt really sad. Like once I did it, like, oh man, okay, let's do another song. So,
would you like to do more songs in that vein? Because you seem to be really proud of that song.
I don't know, actually. I was really happy with that song on so many levels, because I've got this pulsating bass, which is like a wave, like wom wom wom. So I was really happy the fact that I learned a new production technique and I was able to implement it. I was really happy the fact that I had like these samples I was able to kind of chop in. I was able to build out this really ambient intro, and then and like this huge intro. I mean, god damn it, yeah, I'm so proud of that song. I'm not sure if I could write another Wake Up. There was a time back in Wales where everything I was writing was in drop D, like a bit chuggy. But I know for the fact that I don't have the right vocal set to achieve getting into that genre. Not that there's anything wrong with the genre or anything like that. I think I'd probably dilute the genre, not in a good way. So yeah, I think that Wake Up could be a one-off, but time will tell, I guess.
Are they panpipes at the start?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I noticed it. I was listening to it earlier. I was like, are they fucking panpipes?
Yeah.
Like a Peruvian band in your house.
So yeah, it's a wicked program that I use. And it was like Chinese instruments and stuff, and like Taiwanese, predominantly Asian kind of based instruments. So I was just playing around with it. I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool. And you could set the key that you want it to kind of sound like as well. So I worked out the key, like, okay, just put it on there. I'm like, oh, that sounds good. Like, oh my god, that sounds really good. And then just started to kind of build up, like, yes, that's really cool. That's done. If I remember correctly, someone told me, then I did Wake Up, because I wanted to kind of get a theme going through the album. I wanted to put like Matt's sound, and someone told me it had some very similar samples as well, and obviously that rounds off the album. So I thought, well, I need to put that elsewhere in the album at the same time. So I started to play around the program. Then I started to things started to kind of grow on top of it. So yeah, then Wake Up was born.
Beautiful.
So moving on, we got Now Then.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I love that song. It's like choosing your favorite child. This.
I just love that the past two songs, as soon as you said the name, you just look off into the distance like, there's the good memories. I enjoyed that one.
Really are. Really good times, man. I mean, if anyone says so, how's lockdown treating you? Like, dude, it fucking ruled. I loved lockdown. Can we keep doing it? Because I have to engage with arseholes of the world. I'm sat in my house when no one can come in, like, give me coronavirus. I'm just sat in my music room, just making music. It's sick. I love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, when you name a song, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Fun times.
Yeah, good times. Yeah. Sorry, Tom, I cut across you. Go on.
Absolutely fine, dude. Absolutely fine. When Now Then starts, every single fucking time, Summertime Blues comes straight into my head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's going Summertime Blues every time I do it. I do it every time.
It's probably the same kind of chords.
I know it's not the same song, but that's where I go to straight away.
I call it the Ryan Adams effect. It's so Now Then is heavily inspired by Ryan Adams. So on his self-titled album, he's very clever. He essentially just moved the capo up the frets to create like a new song. And I was watching him live, like, that's A minor, that's C, that's G again. Okay, you've changed the capo. That's A minor, that's C, that's G again. I'm like, how's this happening? Like, this is insane. So now then was very reminiscent of some probably like Summertime Blues, like you said, but probably some other songs at the same time. And yeah, it's just very riffy. That's probably, I probably went against the grain a little bit on Now Then, because when you write an album, typically you record the drums and that's the drum sound for the next 12, 11 songs. Now Then wasn't the same drum sound at all, as you could probably tell. But still rad. Love that song. Wow.
So what's it all about?
Now Then, I'm gonna have to remember it. Sing a bit to me, Tom.
This is going to be my next question, but I'll add it in. I find it's got the Rihanna effect by the fact that you repeat the same thing. It goes, I want it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just well down. It's loosely inspired by one of my friends, a guy called Paul Clark. He runs a mental health group on Facebook called The Onion. And it's a fantastic group that he's kind of created. And I think everybody at some point in their lives has kind of come against some kind of mental health issue, whether it's been minor or it's been major. And I've definitely had my fair share of that, especially last year. So I kind of wrote this song, and I wanted to be about, like, look at where you are now compared to where you were before. So the official title is meant to be Now Over Then. Like, I prefer now over then. And it's meant to take the listener back to go, well, just think about what you've done and just think about what you've accomplished and compare it to where you are now. And if you look back on times hard, see how much things changed, see how you got over that breakup, see how you got over the mourning of that person, see how you got over that job and now you're in this job, see how your life kind of changed and gone a different direction. And I think, I can't remember the exact lyric. It's either I want to know. I think it's I want to know. Because the other flip side to that song is that what it does my future hold for me. Like, I just really want to know. And I remember I said to my mum quite a while ago, like, I wish I had like a crystal ball. Go, look, in 12 months' time, just give me, well, am I happy? Am I with someone? Am I not with someone? Well, what's going on? So I think that kind of stemmed that kind of Rihanna effect. yeah, it's for now. Then it's definitely a bit more of a production kind of focus for me. I wanted the drums to sound a certain way. I like the glassy effects, the glassy kind of stereotypical Strat sound that's kind of crossed through it. And then obviously I did a shredding solo, which I really loved as well.
Good song. You're coming out with the solos is crazy. It's not like you at all.
It's not. I'm not a shredder. Like, I'm not at all. I cannot shred to save my life, but I can do a pretty decent solo if needs be.
It was delicious.
Cheers, buddy.
Next, we've got San Remo featuring Robin Hawkins. This one only we need to know about because you said it's been 10 years old.
Yeah. So, live in the house with a couple of guys, and this is when I first got like my little home writing bug. I bought all this gear. I was literally all gear, no idea. That was me, and I had to teach myself all these things. I thought, I'm going to do a song and send it to BBC Introducing. They didn't play anything because no one was singing on it. I'm like, why is this dude just sending us instrumental songs? Why is anyone going to want to listen to this? I'm like, oh crap. So yeah, I was heavily into Circus Survive during my time in Cardiff, and during my time in Cardiff as well, I had the bands like Kid and Glass Houses, Blackout, all those guys. Like, they were at that level, and then it was the next level. I was kind of like just there to kind of witness that. And so the song originally was called The Moya, which was named after one of my friend's girlfriend, actually. And I gave all my songs like really random song titles, like stupid stuff. And I wanted to write like a really kind of cool little poppy song. And this is the song where I had in my book, on my iPad, Summer Vibe, Driving with the Roof Down. That was it. That was the brief that I wanted to hit. And it was really hard to sing. Like, it probably pushed me out of my vocal range a little bit. So there's definitely a few takes that it took me to kind of get that. And it got to a point where it's just a bit bland. But I didn't feel like I was doing it any justice. And I wrote this verse and I sang it, and I thought, this just sounds so dull by this point. Like, I've just switched off now, like just really switched off. So I messaged my friend Rob, and I was like, hey man, hope you're okay. Just wrote this song. It's screaming for like someone else to kind of sing, and I wondered if you do it for me. He's like, yeah, dude, absolutely fine. Send it across to me. And months had passed. I was like, oh man, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. So I did it. So I sang on it, and I was starting to warm up to the idea. I was like, okay, it's fine. So I did another guitar solo on it, which came off really well. I'm like, okay, this is actually turning out to be a really cool song. Again, sensing a theme here, chaps. It's another production push for me. Like 10 years ago, I used to love writing just like acoustic guitar tracks. It is more mellow, a bit more like calm. The reason I did that, because I was into that music at the time, but also knew that I could produce it in a certain way which made me comfortable. So San Remo it's a rock song. So for me to deal with all these kind of frequencies, to deal with, can I bring that guitar out? Is that bass still cutting through? It was hell on earth to kind of get that produced. But because I practiced and I just kept tweaking things, I was doing research, then I was able to kind of find a nice little sweet spot. So eventually Rob goes, hey man, I've emailed you. I'm like, oh, no way. So I listened to it, and I was just laughing because his vocals were just spot on, and I put them into the song. I mixed it, I EQ'd it, I did everything I needed to do. And I remember I just sat here with my studio headphones thinking, it's done. I don't want to do anything else because he has just put the cherry on top of it. This is done. And it definitely hits that vibe. And it's named after a place in Australia, San Remo. So we took a trip to a place called Phillip Island. And we drove through a town called San Remo. And all along the drive, you could see the sea on your right-hand side. I thought, this is incredible. Like, I could get used to living here if I moved here. So it's a cool song. Really cool.
It's a great song, man. I think the first 3 songs really stand out and make you go, you are listening to a Matt Roberts album. Holy fucking shit. And what I love about San Remo is the chorus is really punchy. I was just, whoa, whoa. And it's like, fucking, let's go. Come on.
Whoa, whoa. Why are you with me? Yeah. That was, I think that's my Cardiff vibes coming through. That's definitely inspired by Kids in Glass Houses, definitely 100%, because they're really good at they were really good at writing that kind of that stuff.
Yeah.
And because it's that, I wanted that summer vibe. I wanted it to be a song where people like reflect back, go, oh, do you remember when we went to the beach and we listened to that and we had that time, and then literally in the meal, like, oh my God, we listened to that song. I wanted to have that kind of effect. So it had to have like a really powerful like hook for that listener to go, yeah, that was cool. I remember that. So I was really glad I was able to achieve that. But yeah, I think I did about 4 tracks of me singing Whoa, 4 different tracks. So I was like stood really close to the mic, then I stood just off the mic, then really off the mic, then all the way at the back to get that kind of gang vibe.
That's amazing.
It's ideally it'd be better with about 3 or 4 people, but you just have to emulate it yourself.
It's pretty cool, man. So burning down.
Yeah, this was actually going to be an album filler.
Okay.
I absolutely struggled with this one. Really struggled recording Burning Down. Again, this is very protesty. At this point, this is pure inspiration through COVID, through what was happening. All lyrics stem from watching other people just like going against the grain, going, oh, I'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be absolutely fine. Like, dude, no. Like, come on, wake up a little bit. Let's have a bit of street smarts. And so yeah, I've really struggled with Burning Down. The bit I struggled with was to get the guitar sound. Like, holy hell, it really pissed me off. I remember working just behind me, and I have a lunch break. I'll be like, right, I'm going to get on that guitar. I'm going to get this tone nailed. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at all. It's during summer I wrote this because I'd finish it, realize that I've been inside the house all day, and I'd go for a walk around my town, and I'd put my headphones in, and I'd think, this just sounds like crap. It just sounds like crap. So I have my phone out, make a few notes, like change the EQ, change the guitar, change it all. And I hated working on it. I hated working on it purely because of my goddamn Strat. Bastard. And somehow, from a little bit more tweaking, I managed to kind of find that sweet spot in the giant haystack that is guitar tone. It's just there. And I found it, then exploited the little bugger. And created Burning Down. The demo was really interesting. It got to a point where I was like, okay, I need to do a bit of mixing now. I've got to a place where I'll be like, yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about that one. But I thought I need to add a bit more stuff to it. So I added a bit more backing vocals, changed the dynamics a little bit. But it's just a straightforward song for me, I think.
I was just going to ask, actually, if there was anything, because obviously it's been like, love recording Waking Up, love doing Now and Then, love doing Sound. Were there any songs that actually were like, for fuck, I can't, I don't like it, fuck it, it's just to scrap it?
I think, but Burning Down was definitely going to be an album filler, but it turned out to be the runt of the litter, I think. Like, it's a great song.
That's a great analogy. I love it.
I sound so egotistical, but I put so much effort into it, and then for it when it comes on in my car, I'm like, I just recognize like da da cat, da da cat, da da cat. And the reason why I say it's a bit of an album filler because I don't think the lyrics are strong enough. Personally, I know that the other songs were like, yes, flew. It just came to me, whereas this one it just felt a little bit more forced, probably not as natural. During the process. But yeah, struggle with the guitar tone. stupidly happy with the chorus. Like, really, you know how much I love an anthemic chorus.
Cormus.
It's
Yeah.
a curry. Chorus.
Semele and Cormus. I love this. Brand new words being invented.
Tired, man. God. So yeah, really happy with the chorus. And the one bit I took ages upon writing was like the little breakdown, like do 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 do. I remember I recorded this song on an old bit of gear, and this is why I struggled. So I had this old bit of gear, recorded Burning Down, freaking loved it. Got a new bit of gear, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm gonna flip everything you've done on its head. Like, whoa, what's this? And I remember, like, I couldn't recreate what I did on the old bit of studio stuff, and it was so painful because it was so effective. Like, it just hit the spot of what it needed in this bit of the song. So yeah, this one definitely pushed me to my limit. Really did.
Did you want the title to sound protesty? Is that why it's called Burning Down?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So Burning Down came before Wake Up. Burning Down was the first inspiration to see, like, reading the BBC, reading the news, watching Sky News. Like, seriously, like, what is happening? Seriously, what is happening? I just couldn't believe it. Then I saw, like, the Prime Minister go, "Yes, we're going to do this." You're like, oh, good God. So yeah, definitely protesty song.
I love that you didn't give up on it though, because if you said you've got this work in progress folder of stuff you've given up on, the fact of this one, you're like, no, I'm going to get this fucker. I'm going to nail the bastard, and it's going on the goddamn album.
Yeah. Well, I'm so tenacious. I never give up on stuff. It's so rare for me to kind of admit defeat. And this is going to go off on the tangent, but there's a reason being why. When I was a little boy, when I lived in Devon, my parents bought myself and my brother a bike each. And we had lived in a cul-de-sac. We didn't share the same bike, trying to learn how to ride on the one bike. Just to clarify that bit. So we go down this cul-de-sac, and my brother would be like, "Doof, doof, doof," then me, "Doof, doof," to a point where my brother goes, "You know what? I'm done. I'm absolutely done." And my mum was like, no, come on, keep going. It's like, no, I'm done. And me, zip, doof, zip, doof, zip, doof. I just kept cycling, falling. I just didn't give up until I got it. And that just keeps me going in life, through everything, whether it's like my creator side, whether it's my personal side, like in work, or like love life. I try and, like, keep it going until I'm like, you know what, I'm done. I can see that I've put in everything here. I'm absolutely done. And it's only happened to me a few occasions where I've literally had to draw the line in the sand and say, you know what, dude, I can't do this. I really cannot do this. And Burning Down was quite far away from getting to that point where I'll be like, you know what, now I'm going to get rid of this, because I put in so much effort in this song. I thought I just need to do a bit of tweak. I just need to persevere, and it paid off, paid dividends.
And like 5 knee surgeries later.
Yeah,
before I've had bike so much.
Yeah, I've got 6 new hips.
3 new legs.
You know, except I recognise this one.
Oh, this is Wednesday leg. I should put it on Sunday leg.
So yeah, it's the run to the litter, definitely.
Next, we've got Trends.
Trends. This is the Write a Song in a Day challenge.
Yes.
This one.
Yeah, so Trends is Write a Song in a Day challenge. And I actually came to see you, Tom. We went for coffee that afternoon. So to my right here, down here, I've got my pedal board. And just to the left of it, I've got a rack of guitar pedals. And usually I just plug my guitar straight to my sound card, and I use like guitar emulation and stuff to kind of create my sound. So I was looking at my guitar, my pedal board stuff that I use live. I thought, I really should plug that in. I haven't paid for it for a while. So I put my delay on, and I was just noodling on my Telecaster. I remember that. My favorite guitar. Means memories, man. And so I was just playing around with this riff, like bum bum ba ba da da ba da bum ba ba da da, And then that's the birth of that song. And then next thing I know, my friend Mike calls me. He's still living in the UK at the time. And I was like, dude, what do you think of this? He's like, classic Matt song. Classic. Classic Matt riff. I'm like, oh, really? Cool. All right. He's like, get it done in a day. I challenge you. Get it done in a day. I'm like, you mental. How am I going to get this done in a day? It's like, do it. See what happens. So I wrote up to the bridge by 12 o'clock. I laid everything down. I had the riff. I had everything sorted. I had the drums. Then I went to go and see you for coffee. Came home. It must have been about 3 o'clock. And then till about 10, I wrote the rest of the song, wrote the lyrics, sang the lyrics, and I did everything to it. And I go, here you go, dude. WhatsApp to him. He's like, did you seriously just write a song in a day? Yeah, I wrote a song in a day. And to hear from Mike, who in my eyes is probably one of the best drummers I'll ever come across in my life. That's his bread and butter. Like, that's his world. That's his income. He is a drummer. He's a session drummer. He knows his stuff. If he says, I'm onto something, I'm going to go with it. And he said, I love the way those drums kick in. Like, really? He's like, yeah, man, love him. Like, it's just slightly offbeat. And for me at the same time, because it's got their like boom, cat, boom, boom, like the electric drums at the beginning. Mm-hmm. I knew the second I started doing that, I thought BBC are going to love this. For some reason, they love any of my songs where I've got like that 808 drum, like boom, 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 I just knew they'd love it. I just knew they'd lap that up. And then, yeah, I uploaded to BBC, and the next day got played on the radio.
So, if it was written in a day, why did you not call it Song for a Day or whatever?
So that brings me on to the lyrics. This is probably the only song that was slightly inspired by a third party. A certain individual, not Mike. Obviously, Mike gave me the challenge, but I think I was just at the tail end of trying to start seeing someone, and it just went kaput. And this certain person was very big in the Instagram world. Well, they wanted to be big in the Instagram world, mm-hmm. And it's not directly at that person. It's the topics kind of stemmed from that. And I wouldn't say that I personally felt like, oh, he's a musician, that'll look good for the gram, because I'm just a musician who lives in Evesham. I mean, I'm not like Drake or anything like that.
Well, the wrong colour to start with. So.
Exactly. I'm not Ed Sheeran. Let's go down that road.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just Matt Roberts, who lives in the outskirts of Worcestershire. So yeah, you're to the wrong ballpark there, lovely. So yeah, but at the same time, I felt like I was pushed. I put in so much effort into kind of showing this particular person like who I am, and it's not a front or anything like that. But at the same time, I felt like something just doesn't feel quite right here. So that's the line where I said, I'm not a trend to do. Like, I'm not one of your phases. Like, okay, I've been with a PT or I've been with someone, I'm going to go for a musician. Like, no. I'm not part of your trend. Like, shove off. So that's kind of where it kind of stemmed from, very loosely. It's really hard to describe, because it's not like at her going, this is about you, bitch. It's all about you. Because it's really not. It's not directed to her. It's just like I've seen things in that world kind of go that way. And that's how I kind of took my inspiration. So it's not about her in any shape or form.
It's really cool, man.
It's a cool song. Really cool. So I was stupidly happy with it.
Is the version that you finished in a day the one that's on the album, or did you tweak it afterwards and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Fair play. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
So next
just quickly, how did you come up with the track order? Because obviously Trent is quite a softer song. The first four.
There's a bit of psychology behind it as well. You got to think about the listener's kind of attention span. Because if you think you got to wake up, you're like, oh, yeah, this is wicked. This is really cool. And then you got like got that opening riff, then you got the bass line go. So I started to think about like, how do these songs start? Is this going to appeal to the person? Are they not going to go, oh God, 10 seconds in, bored? I know that because I do that. So I needed to kind of take that, kind of put it into the album itself. And there's 2 stripped back songs on the album, and I had some pressure from Mike again to say, dude, just scrap them. They're not good. Well, actually, mate, they mean a lot to me, so I'm going to keep them. And he goes, okay, we'll split them up. I'm like, no, because there's a theme to the album. Like there's some kind of fluidity to it. Like I like to think I'm starting to shape my sound and my production, so I'm not going to change that. The first few tracks, I want it to be a journey. Like woo, you start the roller coaster. Like woo, this is amazing. Excuse me, this is the best song of my life. Oh my God. And then it starts to go down a little bit. So you get trends, and then you get the next few tracks, and then you get to the lull, which is like the nice, like sultry stuff, the stuff that I also love and enjoy writing at the same time. And then you kind of build it a little bit back up just as the train's coming in.
Love it.
So yeah, the track ordering was an interesting one. I think I changed them about 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, changed about 3 times.
So after Trends, we've got the debut single in Fool's Gold.
Yeah, FG, baby. FG.
Fucking love this song.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's
pandemic.
Wow. That's probably one of these songs where I thought when I finished it, I thought, oh man, what am I gonna do now? I was so gutted it was done. Like, but yeah, I love that song. It's bittersweet because, should I say what it's about?
So we'll put some context into this. We will, because I'm more than happy for you to. So basically, for anybody listening to this now that didn't see the live show back in October, start of November, we did a whole live show based on just one song, where Matt gave you a little bit of context into what it's all about. This episode here, this interview, we are actually going to delve into what this song is actually about. So strap yourselves in, loves, and here we go.
So
Matt?
This song is about Tom. So I remember I was listening to quite a lot of pop music at the time. A bit of like, I wouldn't say like pop like Ariana Grande, because pop these days is kind of a bit like indie. There's a little bit of dashes of like indie in it. And I listened to this one song and I thought, oh God, that's just so simple. Like that is a wicked song. So I thought, okay, well, I'm not going to plagiarize it because I'm going to get sued. But I'm going to take some elements and I'm going to see what I can do to it myself. And at this time, I remember like you were going through all of this crap with this particular individual, and it was gut wrenching to hear. Like I just couldn't believe it. This is during summer, wasn't it? Was it summer?
Yeah. And
I remember the conversations that we had, whether it was over the phone or I came to see you, we're to have a coffee. And I just remember sat there listening to these stories like, what on earth is happening? And I remember my phone going off, and then I was waiting. I might as well just started to pick up the phone and go, come on then, what's wrong now? And it just got to that point where I thought this is just absolutely unreal. So I had the riff kind of ready. I had something there. And I definitely had a brief of trying to make something just a little bit more hooky. I really wanted to really encapsulate like a song where I thought, shit, I'll keep singing that damn song. Like, God damn it. That was what I wanted to do. I had to get it done. And then And then, this one I mean by like it's bittersweet. Like my inspiration came from your pain. It's really horrible. and then I think if memory serves me correctly, I'm trying to put myself in your shoes to where I wake up. Like, okay, can you spell it out for me? Do you want to tell me how to breathe so I can skip this round of you knocking me off my feet? And like pray to your God for the ones you love, the ones you trust, for one last time. Like, seriously, I'm just done. And then the chorus, it sounds a bit convoluted, but the chorus was how glorified she put previous relationships on a pedestal in comparison to you. Where then actually when you took that step back, you think, oh, I wasn't the problem, it's you. So you had, I've got Jeff, Bill, Simon, and like she's painting this beautiful canvas of the scenery, like all these flourishing colors, but it's fake. It's fool's gold. It's all bloody fake, because they're not the creme de la creme. There's nothing wrong with me. It's you, and that's why it kind of stemmed from. And and then I remember writing the middle eight like it was yesterday, because again I heard you say those words, like I just can't take any more, Matt. I literally can't take any more. I don't know what to do. Like, I go home, I get shouted at. I wake up, I get shouted at. I'm in work, I get shouted at. And I just remember saying to you, dude, you got to get out of there. Just leave. And it was just insane. Absolutely insane. But so, Fool's Gold. Complete dedication to Mr. Stevens.
Yeah, it's greatly appreciated. It's every time. It gets me every time, Jamie.
I know. Like, it's bittersweet as a friend listening to it as well, let alone if he's writing it, like, because it's such a catchy song. If I listen to that song, it will be in my head for the rest of the day. Like, when I was listening to it earlier when we first got on this, joined this Zoom, I'm sat here going, it's stuck in my fucking head. And then I'm jamming on and like, oh yeah, I just remember what this song's about. I feel bad for like enjoying this. It's dancing along, yeah.
And I'm the one who wrote it. I'm the one who wrote the song, because my best friend is going through like probably the worst things imaginable I've ever seen him go through his life. And I'm like, so what's she done today?
Let me just take some notes.
Shit, that's good. I mean, yeah, mate. So yeah, but that's the great thing about music. I think I said it in an interview with Gemma, that music to me is like a photo album of sorts. So I'm a big fan of certain artists. So I buy their vinyls. So when I'm old, and hopefully if I have kids or something, they can go, Daddy, who's this vinyl? But like, that, my friend, is such and such artist. And then it's a flashback for me. So Fool's Gold, it's going to be a flashback for me of summer. And then obviously doing the video with two of my other closest friends as well. But also the fact that it's dedicated to one of my oldest friends in my entire life, then I think that's absolutely amazing as well. And it goes back to something else. When I did Lights and Escapades, I wrote that song Lights and Escapades was about my ex-girlfriend, like, who was the love of my life for like 5 years. And that song was about her. And when I got into another relationship, that new one, so I hate the fact that song is about her. Like, I hate that. Like, what do you want me to do about it? Do you want to go back in time and get rid of it? But eventually that song's meaning got taken over by Mike, by the memory that I have of Mike recording the drums on it. So eventually Fool's Gold, more than likely, will probably have a new memory which will supersede the actual topic. Obviously the topic will remain. I'll be like, yeah, remember that about Tom, he's going through some really crap stuff with this girl he was with. But eventually it'll probably be, actually, yeah, that was about summer. That was pure. That's just a love song, a poppy love song.
It's just catchy as fuck. Like Jamie said, I can't stop singing it. Every time I go to listen to you, I pick it first. Every time. That'll hold none anyway. But I'll always bring that song up.
It's so weird. I mean, I put so much effort into pushing Fool's Gold, Like to a point, I was emailing the DJ at BBC, and I was like, Andrew, I'm dropping this single. Please play it live, mate. Please play it live. And I've never been so excited for that day. I don't think as a kid, I think Christmas was like way below the list. Fool's Gold's top of the list. Because I put so much time, like all the videos, the preamble, it was all me. It was the first music video I did. And it was me, it was my friends behind the camera. So much effort was put in. It felt like a proper production. And then when it launched, I just got inundated with like messages, and one of my fondest memories, my friend called Holly, she's filming herself. She goes, Alexa, play Fool's Gold by Matt Roberts. And then I'm like, oh my God, like she's in a different town. And that's me singing, like, oh my God, this is so freaky. And then my cousins in Australia go, dude, this is an amazing video. Send me a picture of the video. I'm like, oh my God. And then I have my nieces and my nephew are then dancing to my video. I get a video of them dancing. Like, this is the best. This is the best feeling. The best feeling. And it means a lot. Vida, the entirety of it does really mean a lot to me. Like, now then, just tracking back, that's the first song that my brother has ever said to me, you nailed that. Ever. He's never said that about any other song I've done, to the point where I've screenshotted it. So I've now got it for the rest of my life.
Wow.
So then when it kind of goes through the chain, when it gets to trends, I call that the Mike song, because, dude, write that in 24 hours. I'm like, dude, you have yourself a deal. And I did it. And then I get Fool's Gold, and that's about one of my bestest friends. I'm like, cool. That's really amazing. I'm really happy about that. And Vida is more of like it's more like a photo album for me. Definitely.
It's such a cool. I love that. That's why I said about me and Jamie doing this show. Like, it's just a diary. Like I say, it's just a diary. You could go back to episodes where we're chatting back about what we did in the week. And you're like, fucking hell, I forgot I did that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so cool.
Never would you think that you would have interviewed the people that you guys have interviewed. Like, in your wildest dreams, you think, oh my God, we interviewed like that dude's vocal coach. Like, huh? What just happened? Like, it's just nuts. And that it goes back to my thing. Like, I remember sat at my mum's dinner table, like heartbroken. Going, Mum, I just want a crystal ball. I want to know I'm going to be okay in 12 months. I just want to know I'm going to be okay in 12 months. And if in that crystal ball, I would have seen, you're going to release an album that's going to have nearly 1,000 streams. You're going to be played on the BBC. Like, Jeff off. Really? It's nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. But it's great. It's absolutely great. So that's why I'm really gutted that it's done. I'm so happy that it's done, that it's out there. I've done it. But now I'm like, oh, come back. So yeah.
Next song on the album, I love this song. Like, I just re-listened to the album earlier, and this one stood out to me on the second listen round, and that's "Find Me."
Okay, yeah. That was that's definitely another album filler. I'm going to crush your dreams there, James. Definitely an album filler. All I know is that I really wanted a big ending to that song. I think that's the longest song. That's topping near like mid 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes or so. Again, that's probably just a stereotypical kind of love vibe. But I really wanted a big ending, like a really like, oh, holy hell. Like, that was building up to something like, holy shit. There's not a lot I could really say about Find Me, in all honesty. What
was the inspiration for it? What inspired you to write it?
I think probably Vic kind of came from Bloodstream. So obviously Bloodstream is more personal, more about like love, breakups. Trying to find that one person where I can go, you know what, this is it. This is it for me now. I'm done for life. And I think this year, 2020, I think I went on about 5 different dates. And I got to a point with Find Me where it's kind of like I'm just throwing out the positive vibe. I'm throwing out the vibes like into the world. Like, if you're out there, love, please fucking find me. Like, I can't take any more of this. Dating. So yeah, that's essentially what it's about. And it's just, yeah, favorite thing about that song is just a big ending. I just love a big ending. It's cool. It's cool.
The obviously this year is obviously royally fucked dating for everybody anyway, so
don't forget me started.
No, sorry. Have another fucking hot and cold food combination story.
That's taken on the list of hot and cold food to serve together. Right, change topic quick.
Ellendale Avenue.
Yeah, Ellendale. So I wrote this at the beginning of the year. Had no idea it was going to make the album. At that point, I wasn't really targeted to kind of wanting to make an album per se. I just wanted to just write like I'm doing with the Lockdown EP. I just want to write, just record stuff because I just freaking love it. But Ellendale Avenue was fresh from spending Christmas abroad with some family, and prior to that kind of trip that I took, I lost my job. So I was off for a good few months. I was interviewing heavily in the run up to this trip. Like, God, I got to get something. I can't start off 2020 with no job. I'm going to be screwed. So I worked my ass off, got a really cool job set up. It was in London. I thought, that's fine. That's absolutely amazing. I was seeing somebody at the time as well who's really nice. I thought, okay, things are falling into plan. This is nice. But I came back from the trip and just everything just fell on its ass. Like the trip to London from where I am now just zapped the energy out of me. I had nothing left in the tank by the end of day one. I had nothing left. The whole job completely flipped its head. The girl I was seeing, I saw that I was going through something, but wasn't being that supportive either. And I just felt really out of sorts. I felt really out of my comfort zone. Like, what's happening here? Like, am I being punked? What's going on? It's just really bizarre. So I reflected back on the time away that I had, and it just stemmed around Ellendale Avenue. Like when I was with my family, I was like I'm talking to you guys now as I am Matt. When I came back from that trip, I'm like, who's this guy? This is not Matt. And I wasn't myself. I just felt like really out of sorts. Like, this is not what it's supposed to be. I was maybe coming back here, going to work in London, staying over in Oxford. What is this? This isn't what, no, I did not sign up for this. And just, yeah, things just took a turn. So yeah, I quit the job, and things kind of fizzled out with the girl I was seeing. Not like in a bad way or anything like that. But yeah, I was just really missing my family loads. So yeah, I wrote Ellendale Avenue, and I spent a lot of time trying to get the lyrics right on that one. And it was an enjoyable experience doing the lyrics, actually, quite shockingly, based on the fact that it's quite a depressing topic. But they came really easy to me. I was really happy. I'm like, oh, actually, that sounds actually quite clever, rather than trying to make things rhyme like and like fish. Oh, they don't rhyme. Let's get rid of that. It's still got a little bit of a hook in it. So yeah, I was really happy with really happy with that one. It's cool. It's a cool song.
I remember the phone conversations when you came back. I'll never forget them.
I don't remember them at all. Like, feel free. Give me an example. I remember. I think it was at Eco at the time, and you were climbing. You were literally just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. Because obviously, I remember you having to travel all that way for work and then travel all the way back every day. And you were like, "Oh, can I not work from home?" And they were like, "No, it's 4 out of 5 days where you'll be here." And I remember you were absolutely just gone, just absolutely gone. And then you were staying at her place, I think, every now and again. Yeah.
But then she wasn't really being as supportive as you had hoped, and then that was really put straight on you as well.
There's definitely things which contributed to the emotion. It's definitely an emotive song, as is the next one that follows, Ellendale. And I remember driving. So my route into London was drive from here to Oxford, and for Oxford get the train in, Then from London, get on 2 tubes. I'd leave the house at 6. My day started at 9. I'd get to the office at 9:15. I was never on time. Never on time. If I was going to be on time, I had to spend about 100 quid a day just to make sure I was on time. And I remember as one journey, I got to Oxford Parkway and I just cried my eyes. I just cried my eyes out, and I I recorded myself. I took a video and I said, and I remember saying to myself, if you ever watch this, use this as a reminder to leave this fucking job. This is not working. And then I'd go and stay with the person that I was seeing. And it's like, how's your day? And I'm like, I think I'm going to quit my job. I'm mentally, physically broken. It's like, okay, do you want salad for tea? Do you want bed? So yeah, the emotions were kind of driven from the stuff I was going through there prior to the holiday that I had to kind of deliver Ellendale.
Where is Ellendale Avenue?
It's in Australia.
Oh, nice. Is that where the family live, or?
Yes, where the family live.
Nice.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, it's very ballady, but now I know what it's about. Now I know why it is. Because I think Find Me and Avenue, and the one we get onto next, all 3 in a row are very slow ballady, like really just.
It's at the top. No, how can I describe this? That's the best analogy I can describe this. It's like you've gone through the fast-paced stuff. Now it's starting to slow down a little bit. The pace has been taken off. I turned the dial down a little bit. So you've gone to Find Me because it's a bit more like relaxed. It's a bit more ballady, like you said. And then you go into Ellendale, which is just me, stripped back.
It's like you've opened the door and gone, here I am.
Yeah, this is it.
Come have a look. Yeah.
This is all the production takeaway. Drums off, bass is off, keyboard samples done. This is the other side of me. This is what else I like to write about. So yeah, that's what I did.
So, and you say that links try that again nicely into the next song, Amor,
yes, yeah. So yeah, that was. I think again, I'm just trying the best way to word this one. I think it was a step back for me to think, you know what, I don't know how to love anymore. I don't know what love is like back in the day without these dating apps to kind of support us singletons. It'd literally be through a friend of a friend, or you'd be in like Welsh Club in Cardiff, but like, I know you. Like, yes, I work in Topshop. Yes, hi, that's me. How's it going? So much easier there to speak to somebody physical. Whereas now you're on your phone, like, no, yes, never going to hear from you again. I literally got to a point 5 months ago where I found this one girl and I thought, you are the perfect thing I'm looking for. And I just said to myself, I am never going to talk to you. I'm never going to talk to you. Like, what are my chances this is going to happen? So I took that step back thinking, I just got no idea anymore on what to do. I don't know how to approach women anymore because everything's done digitally. People are so judgy when it comes to like Instagram, your Facebook, how you kind of convey yourself to others. Like, I don't know what's deemed acceptable because you're going to social search me, whereas you're not actually getting to know me as an actual individual. Yeah. And obviously going through the rigmarole of these dates, I'm like, you know what, I'm just done. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I'm being myself. Like, what the hell is happening? And that song was actually recorded live, one take. So I had a mic here, I had a guitar plugged in, both done at the same time.
That's amazing.
It's very rare for me to do.
Why did you want to do it that way then?
I was kind of riffing, if anything. I remember I was just sat here, and sometimes like I'd like to like just go over the songs that I've kind of recorded and released, and just kind of strip them back and just play them around. And then I remember I came to the riff like dun 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 dun. Like, ooh, that's quite nice. So they grabbed the mic, and then it kind of stemmed from there. So quickly grabbed the iPad, wrote out some lyrics, and I just recorded. And it came out really well. So I think it's right at the beginning of the song, you could just hear like the glassiness of the strings, and that would be picked up from the vocal mic that I used, because it's on my lap. The guitar's on my lap, so I got the guitar plugged in the vocal mic like right here, and just picking up the strings.
I quite like the order. So it's almost like you're telling a story in a way, from Find Me to More. It's just quite, that's why I asked about track listing, the way you fit
I didn't
in.
think of it like that. Yeah, I didn't purposely think, oh my god, these all got the exact same theme, I'm going to bunch these up together. It wasn't like that. It wasn't intended to be like that. No, I think the only thing I wanted to achieve with the track listing was just kind of like start it big as I can get it, and then kind of whittle it down, because again, I'm putting myself as a user, as a listener, think, okay, well, by track 8, I may have switched off by then. But hopefully, because I said this to you the other day, like I'm looking for my next kind of inspiration in like my writing. So I've stumbled again against Paris. And they got this one song which is just insane. I'm like, oh my god, that's really cool. So I wonder what the rest of the album's like. It's been out for freaking ages, and now I'm going through the album like, this is absolutely a fantastic album. So I'm using that kind of methodology to go, oh, actually, if someone were like, Love Fool's Gold, I'm going to play that 600 times, I really should listen to the rest of the album. Then I'm kind of hoping that the way I've ordered the album kind of takes that flow with them at the same time. But yeah, definitely Ellendale's it was really personal. Amor is obviously really personal. Yeah, I think that's kind of at the same time, like everyone who is single in this kind of given world just relies on meeting someone digitally, which absolutely sucks. And yeah, for my kind of personal experiences, then it's got to the point now where I'm like, you know what, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I asked for your number, I get your number, with the implication that we're then going to start chatting, and then I don't hear back from you. Like, what am I doing? Like, what? Yeah. Is it me? Is it you? Like, what? So yeah, just done. So yeah, that's what I care about.
You will never know our pain, Jamie.
I was going to say, I don't envy you guys. I really don't.
It's like banging my head against the wall, or I just write music. So that's my outlet.
Right. Next song is Oasis.
Yes. This was, I think this was probably the 11th track I wrote. So I needed to kind of round off something before it went into Someone Told Me. Because Someone Told Me was either going to go at the beginning of the album or go at the end. I thought, you know what? I really want to put it at the end, but I want it to be that song. Like, oh my God, dude, you hear this song right at the end of Matt's album? I want it to be that kind of album, that kind of song. So that's why I also made it a second single, because obviously at the same time, I didn't want people to forget about it. So then back to your track ordering, Tom, this Oasis was so, it had to be there because it's gone through, I've written like a couple of protesty songs, alt indie kind of songs, some really stripped back songs. Then all of a sudden, hey, here's a dance song. Like, what? What's there? So I needed to introduce the elements that I first introduced with Wake Up, with the samples. I needed to get the listener a bit more like sample refreshed, because I knew that the next song I was going to put live on the album was Someone Told Me, which is sample heavy. So I needed to kind of get those kind of juices flowing again. So yeah, started Oasis. Then I think I just wrote like a bit of a poem. So then I recorded myself just talking over it. But I thought it sounds really flat, just me. So I put like a D tuner, went all the way down. So that's me talking like in my really deep voice.
Became Darth Vader, essentially. Kylo Ren, I think was became very Kylo Ren. And I thought, oh, that's really cool. I really like that. And I can't remember how it stemmed from, but if I remember correctly, like some people don't know the difference between right or wrong. I don't think there's anything
directly inspiring me to kind of write those words. They just kind of just came to me. But yeah, that Oasis was purely a segue track, because it went, like I've already said, it's gone through, the whole album's gone through these motions of like rocky, indie, subtle, stripped back, and then boom, someone told me like, oh Christ, I needed that segue piece.
It's cool. Poem's cool.
Sorry, innit? Not too bad.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. Well, seriously though, right? So I was going to put it to the end, but I'm going to say it now. I feel that you've literally told a story with the album, and I also feel that it's like segueing into your next one you're going to do with that, in that sort of style. So it's like you've gone from Bloodstream and you did all the rocky stuff at the start, and you got ballady, and now you're going into that dancey electronica side.
And then you're like nail on the head.
Yeah, you're now diverting into that sort of area for the next stuff you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. This track that I've been working on recently, it's just weird how music happens. Like I created this drum beat, and then it's just a bit flat. I wanted like something a bit more gritty, so I put this effect on, and then all of a sudden the I think it's like shakers. I put distortion on them, and it completely tuned them. I'm like, what? Like, hey, what's happened here? And then I'm like, oh, that's actually quite a cool melody. I'm going to keep that on. And on my personal Instagram, like, well, I probably document most of my life, I was going through all these things, like trying to shape the song. I'm still battling with it, but yeah, it's very electro heavy. It really is. I'm trying my best to try not grab the guitar. I do a stereotypical Matt songwriting session. I'm trying to keep it like electronic as best as I can. But yeah, I think I could be heading that way.
Yeah. Well,
but that's purely dependent on the music that I listen to. I mean, before I came on to speak to you guys, I had a live session playing by Ryan Adams. Whereas in the car, I was listening to Bring the Horizon EP. So it's just everything goes to and from. But yeah, like I said to you already, I mean, listen to the Paris album heavily inspired me to kind of think, perhaps I do need to look at my production technique a little bit in a different light, because it's something refreshing. See what the future holds, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like unintentionally you've almost told a story without actually meaning to tell the story that way.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it. Like I said, I feel that you've gone, especially with Vida, where it's like all heavy at the start, all protesting, like, yeah, here's the album, hurrah, fucking. Then you've gone, stripped it back, it's like, this is me.
Yeah.
And you've diverted into Someone Told Me, which we'll now get onto, when you've gone, I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
And now that's where you're going. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, Someone Told Me is another challenge song. So one of my oldest school friends, Katie, during summer, we were chatting, and so you need to write a dance song, Matt. That's how you get the big money. That's how you get signed. I was like, is it now, love? Okay, cool. And I thought, yeah, why don't I try and write a dance song? Like, it'd be interesting. So I tried writing a dance song like, this is dog shit, delete, get rid. So I went to my work in progress folder, picked up another song. Let's just say it was like Burning Down. So I bashed out Burning Down. And then I came across the sampling software. I was just playing around, like how could I describe it? Like the monk singing at the beginning. I was playing around my keyboard, like, oh my God, this sounds sick. I remember laughing my face off, like, this is amazing. Like, I'm gonna have so much fun with this. And I thought, oh, it'd be really cool just to get some nice guitar, like bum bap bum bap bum bum bap brum. like this really is awesome. And so I started to kind of progress with it. And I remember Mike was like my guru when it came to bouncing like ideas off. You at Tom and Mike were definitely my music gurus on there. So I messaged Mike. I was like, dude, I'm doing this song, I just don't know. He was like, send me an MP3, bud, like he usually does. So I bounced it down. I sent it to him. And at that point, I didn't have like the high guitar going bum 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 ba da da dum ba da da dum ba da 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 dum. I didn't have that kind of scale. It's just it's electronic drums. It's just the guitar, a few samples. I'm just not feeling it. I'm just really not feeling it. And he's like, dude, step away from it for a bit, come back to it, but persevere, because you literally have no idea what's going to happen to that song. Like, yeah, you got a good point. So I think I let the dust settle for like a good few days and came back to it. And then, yeah, things started to progress. And then I found this one technique on the sample just before the beat drops. It goes, I'm like, I just clipped that bit of audio so perfectly. Like the waveform is like that. To get that, I must have like stopped it here and just looped it. I'm like, this is amazing. And then I had like this big sub like doom sub bass going, like, this is wicked. I'm loving this. And then I put some synth bass on, like the really subby synth bass on. Did a quick mix, sent it to Mickey, and he went, why don't you sidechain that bass and see what it does? I'm like, okay. So sidechaining is like a process where you make something else trigger to affect that bit of audio. So instead of going boo, boo, it's like wom, 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 creates that woofing effect. And when I did it, it like took the song from there. It's like all the way up here. So I'm so glad I didn't delete this song. So glad. And then it just happened to be that one of the sample went, someone told me. Like, this is going so well. This is insane. I wanted it to be about like a dancey thing. I just pressed my keyboard. I went, someone told me. You damn right someone told you, love. Let's crack on, shall we? And it was so cool. It's just so cool. And so I called it the Katie song. So Katie and I called it the Katie song because she challenged me to do it. I'm like, here you go. It's the Katie song. She went, this is amazing. I went, it's all right. She went, yeah, I'm going to say to everyone I know. I'm like, cool, yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. So when it played on the radio, to this day, I still find it like weird. Like somebody in the BBC saying my name. And literally, I'm not exaggerating this. I was sat downstairs with my partner in crime at the time, and I get the email saying, "Oh, we've played your song tonight." I'm like, oh, "No way! What song did you play?" And it was like, "Someone told me." I'm like, "No way!" And I was just scrubbing for the audio, and I was just chatting to her, and then I heard like, like shut up. And so completely cut the conversation off. But I just find it so fascinating. You could play me like a millisecond. I'll be like over here, play a millisecond. I'm like, that's my song. It's really bizarre. It happened in my car the other day. Like I think it's Fool's Gold. Like here's just the white noise at the beginning. I'm like, that's Fool's Gold. Dun, 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 dun. Like, oh, I knew it. It's just wicked. It's wicked. So yeah, so someone told me it was just that on the brief dance vibe, got hit this one out of the park for Katie. And it was freaking gnarly.
Where did the female vocal come from?
Oh, someone told me.
Yeah.
It's just a sample.
Oh, is that all it was? Literally.
Yeah, it's just a sample. Yeah. So I was just messing around with keyboard. And I just happened to press one key, going, someone told me. Like, oh, that is really nice. I do like that. And the lyrics though, God, what the lyrics? I don't think it's about anything in particular. On the darkest days of my fall. I'm just trying to remember it all now.
You know, you've got little Barbie hands. Little plastic hands.
Like a little tire. Like, Yeah, I think someone told me it's another step up in production. I remember I did stereotypical write the verse, record the verse, but the second verse I wanted to be different, so I put like a sub octave in it as well. So if you listen carefully, you can hear like a really dull, subby tone of my voice as well, because I put some effect on it just to kind of thicken sound, keep it interesting. But yeah, it was cool. Love that song, man. Love that song.
Yeah, it's quite. Sorry, Jerry.
I was just going to say, I find it quite fascinating from this conversation. The two songs you've seemed so enthusiastic and so happy with is the first song and the last song.
Yeah, I can see why. I can see why. If I was to kind of reflect on that now, I think both of them weren't stereotypical production for me. Like vocals wise, there's effects on the vocals, like distortion or some kind of octave kind of pedal on it, which is really cool. They're both out of my genre. I mean, my genre is definitely, it's alternate, it's indie, it's a bit rocky at the same time. Neither of those fit into that category. At the same time as well, one of them is really protesty. One of them is definitely, well, is a challenger song. So they both kind of excited me at the same time. Whereas the other songs I have to reflect back, like more on Ellendale, that's just like a stuff I was kind of bashing out a few years ago. Granted, it's still fun now, and it still means something to me now, but it's not new. It didn't make me kind of wake up in the morning and go, yes, let's go crack on with this. Someone told me and wake up, what were those Sight and Fool's Gold? Those kind of things did wake me up and go, cool. What else can I do to elevate this now? Or those are the songs I'd be in bed thinking, perhaps I need to watch YouTube to see how I can get that bit to kind of pop up a little bit more. Those are the songs that really excited me through the entirety of Vida. And someone told me it's just, yeah, it's kind of like you said, Tom, I think you've hit you've definitely made an interesting point there. Like, it definitely sounds like there's a theme coming, because I've obviously dabbled with electronics a little bit more. I'm starting to dabble with them a bit more now because it's exciting. It's something new. And yeah, it's a weird one. It's really weird. Exciting.
Wonderful. Before we move on, I just realised we didn't actually ask this at the start. Where did the name Vida come from?
So Vida is obviously Spanish for life, and I wanted to have something a little bit different. I mean, I've always loved the Spanish language ever since I started doing it in school. So already I had like a list of names like on my Google Docs, because I had like an album track listing, I had a progress, I had like a database of stuff for people I wanted to reach out to. So I started to collate everything in here. So I had Vida. I thought, yeah, that's quite cool. There's a bit, it's just borderline Coldplay, like Viva La Vida. I'm like, let me crack on. But every time I looked at the list, just Vida just stuck out like a sore thumb to me. And at the same time as well, it was a good depiction of life, essentially. I mean, Bloodstream, like I've said like a number of times, it's really personal. That's probably the rawest I'm ever going to get. That's probably the most personal I'm ever going to get, and putting it down to paper. I'm actually sharing it out on Spotify and everywhere else. Whereas Vida, it probably wasn't as personal. It's a bit more life focused. Still, there's definitely elements in there, but I think Vida is a great way to kind of show what I was going through during that process. So if someone goes in years to come, go, what was Vida about? Well, that was about my life during the time we were going through this global pandemic, and you can hear that in that song and that's on that song. During my life at that point in time, 2 people challenged me to write songs. Here you go. Also as well, one of my closest friends is going through a tough time, and that's what that song epitomizes about. And then that song Burning Down is about how the government just royally screwing things up. I take it's such a hard job to do and trying to accommodate everybody's needs, but at the same time you've got to do something right, and they just weren't doing it right. So yeah, it's about my life as a 32 to 33 year old.
It really shows how far you've come as well. It really, literally from Lights and Escapades to now, you've grown so much.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And you're growing again. You're challenging yourself to do other things again and do brand new. It's awesome. I'm so excited for what's to come.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I think I said this to Jem on her podcast as well. Like I look back to like Lights and Escapades, and I look back to Bloodstream. I've got no regrets on what I wrote about or how I recorded those songs, but I'll be the first to put my hand up and say how they sound is absolutely atrocious. Again, it's a photo book, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Lights and Escapades, I lived in Clifton in Bristol with this lovely girl called Jen, and we had this flat which was an absolute steal. Like, we got an absolute bargain for such it's been placed as Clifton. Like, oh my God. And like the ceilings, like, when do they stop? Like, they're so high. And then in my room, I had like this still the same desk, same computer, same rig that I had kind of set up. And I recorded the majority of Lights and Escapades there. So when I hear like certain songs, like, okay, I wrote that one was there, I wrote that one was there, I remember what that song's about. And then when it Bloodstream, it was literally, this computer was just sat here, but I've now just moved the studio entirely. And it's in this house. I've written 2 albums in this house. So when I come to move, these albums will then remind me about the house. So that's on kind of taking things away. But yeah, I mean, Vida for me, I had to up my game. I just had to up my game sonically. I couldn't produce another Bloodstream. I couldn't produce another sound in Lights and Escapades. I had to do something different. And well, yeah, as you boys have already know, I've started to invest into a bit more gear. Starting to kind of invest a bit more tools that are going to help me along the way. So yeah, let's see what the next year holds for me.
Excited.
Amazing. Are there any lessons you've learned while making Vida that you want to take into the next album, whether that's something that went wrong or went right?
There's nothing that really springs to mind. I think, if anything, lessons I've learned is trying to keep things a bit more consistent as possibly can. It's always hard for me to try and get like a really good vocal sound, and that's probably one thing that at some point I'm gonna have to write a list to kind of learn different techniques. So you get like vocal warmth, vocal saturation, which makes the vocals sound like really present, really there. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I think the lessons to learn is probably to just have a bit more pride in my sound. So when I say I'm sat in my music room / music studio, it's literally the 3rd bedroom of my house, essentially, which I've turned it into like my little room. But when I record a guitar, I'm not micing up a guitar amp. I'm going straight to my sound card and I'm using like an emulator. But I think that's a really great thing because, like I've already said before, if I record a demo, go for my walk around and think, oh man, this is too much gain on that guitar track. I then have to go home, turn around, pond, let's put the mic there. Shit, where did I put that mic? Did I put a room mic over there? God damn, I can't remember. Whereas now, let's just turn the game done. It's done. Problem solved. Done. I think the next round, whenever that may be, I don't know when that's gonna eventuate, but it could be the fact that I look to either up the technology that I use in creating the guitar sound that I want, or actually then start going down the road of going, right, I'm going to grab this 60-watt amp, which will probably wake up the entirety of the street and the next street and the next street, and I put loads of stuff around it and I record it. Perhaps I have to go down that road, but I won't know that until I start pushing myself to do that. So I think any lessons learned is probably just take a bit more pride, but also just to not rush. I didn't rush anything in Vida, so I'm definitely going to keep that consistent.
Amazing. Tom, have you got any more questions before we get out of here?
Just looking forward to what's to come.
Amazing. Before we do shoot off, we like to play a little game with our guests, and I can't miss you off because I love this little game. We call it a quick fire round. It's 5 questions. You just answer them as quick as you can.
Oh, Christ.
This is great. We love doing this. Right, number 1, let's go. Favourite Christmas movie?
Die Hard.
Good answer. Favourite pizza topping?
Meat.
Just
lad.
meat.
Yeah, good answer.
Who would play you in a movie?
Leonardo DiCaprio. Obviously.
Of course.
Favourite cartoon growing up?
Ninja Turtles.
Fuck. Amazing answers, and I love how fast you're answering. Advice you would give to a younger Matt Roberts?
Oh, shit. That's a great question. I can't quick fire that one. Oh, my God. To a younger Matt Roberts. Oh, dude, the list is...
Have this book.
This gets everyone every week.
I know it's the best.
Oh, man, that's such a great question. The advice I'd give to myself... I don't know. There's so many things. Like, I imagine my timeline, like a timeline, and go, right, that happened there, then that will went to shit down here. I'd be like, right, don't go do that. Don't go do that. That's what you've asked that question. But like, right, do not go and date that person because that's going to happen. Remember that day when you had that? Go get that looked at. Not that I had anything. But that kind of thing. I think the only thing I would go back, if so, I'm going to take this to another level for you, Jamie. Like sixth form. Okay, let's just get this right. Come on. How old am I? How old's my younger self?
Ooh, I'm trying to. Where do you start shaping who you become? Should we say like junior school?
I would say high school. Yeah. So high school. Should we go pre-GCSEs?
Yeah.
That's a good place. Yeah,
Year 7. Year 7.
Oh, year 7. All right.
I think that's a good year.
Don't look that
Okay, year 7 then. Oh, I've got this. Got this. Pay attention in maths class, you dumbass. That's what I'm not even joking, man. That maths class still haunts me. I sat next to this little kid. Ugh! Sat next to him, and literally every goddamn lesson, he's like pushing me. I was like, dude, fuck off. Pushing me. I was like, oh, okay. And I started pushing him. And then I had no idea that maths class would be the only math class which would set the rest of my future for my education. Because we had set 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 being like, you're not too good. 1 being, I'm the nerd. Thank you very much. I was in about 2 and 3. For maths, I was in 4. Purely because in year 7, I did the work. I just didn't work hard enough. And I think that if I did work hard enough, then I think I'd be a lot smarter than I am today. So I'd go back to him and say, Matt, grab him by the tie, like, dude, yeah, you're still good looking when you're that kid. But you got to pay attention to maths, man. You got to pay attention. You just got to get it done. That's what I do.
Beautiful. Matt, this has been absolutely awesome. We've really enjoyed doing this.
It's a pleasure, fellas.
Thank you so much for doing it.
No worries. No worries. Thank you for having me on.
Okay. I thought he was going to say something else. Dude, thank you again so much. I've absolutely loved it. Before we get out of here, plug your shit.
Yeah, so Vida's out now, ladies and gents. It's probably the most hardworking piece of music I've ever done in my entire life to date. It's coming up to about 850 streams on Spotify, which to me signifies that it's being well received by others around the world. It'd be great to obviously get your ears on it as well. I'm on social media stuff as official Matt Roberts or just Matt Roberts. So please, if you like anything, any songs, then please let me know. But it's my best work, and I hope you enjoy it if you listen to it.
Incredible.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for doing this. I absolutely love having you on here. We'll do it again. Of course, we'll do it again.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And enjoy the rest of your evening, sir.
You too, fellas. You too. See you later.
Take care, sir.
Yes.
Bye.